patrons. This is Jeremy from the Eaton Rapids Area District Library. I'm your friendly neighborhood technology coordinator. And today we are going to be looking at a website called PC Part Picker. If you or someone in your family has ever thought about building a PC, or you just want to see what's available, this is the site for you. So there are a couple of main features on this site. First, as you can see from their homepage here, you can get complete build guides. It will give you a list of parts that are compatible with each other, and this takes the guessing game out of building a computer. This is especially handy if you are building for the first time. The other piece that is wonderful on this site is the system builder. So if you want to customize every aspect of your system, you can come in here to System Builder, and I'll make this a little bit larger to make it easier for you to read. If you come into System Builder, you can start by selecting a part, and it will then filter the lists of other parts for you to only show things that are compatible with the parts you have selected. So, for instance, next year I would like to build a new video editing box, but I don't have a large budget. So, let's see what something like that might look like. AMD CPUs are very good. The 3000 series is the 2019 model. The 5000 series are the ones that have just come out in the last month or two. So the rule of thumb that I was always given is that it's going to be better from a cost perspective to stay one generation behind current. So for instance, a Ryzen 7 3700X is going to run $304. If we come down, we want to say Ryzen 7, and we'll say Zen 2, which should give us the 3000 series. So again, we've got our Ryzen 7 here, the 3700X, that's $304. If we were to change this to Zen 3, and scroll back up here, the Ryzen 7 5800X is currently not available. So there has been a lot of demand for this particular processor. Again, this is another reason why staying one generation behind current is a good thing. So we'll come back here and we're actually going to drop that down. We'll add Ryzen 5s to the list. On the Zen 2, which again is the 2019 version. So if there is stock available somewhere, they will list pricing for it. So let's say we want to be on the budget conscious side of things. And let's say we're going to start off with this machine with a Ryzen 5 3600. That's a $203 part. We'll say add. And so one thing to know about AMD chips is that they come with the fan that goes on them in the box. So we can skip the CPU cooler and move on to a motherboard. All right, so we want to again come down here and we want to look at B550 and B570 boards. We want to look at ATX and micro ATX form factors. And we want this to have either 4 or 6 memory slots. Color, I'm not so concerned about. And just for the sake of argument, we'll leave the rest of this pretty much the same. We'll change M.2 slots to 2, and that gives us a good list of motherboards. So, again, you can sort by price. We've got a list of motherboards, and we want to sort by price. We want to say price lowest to highest. And as you can see, the lowest price board they've got is the Gigabyte B550M, and it's $95.98. So I'm a fan of Gigabyte and MSI, and there's, about a $12 difference between the Gigabyte and the MSI, and you get Wi-Fi built in with this MSI board. But let's come down and just see what kind of price we'd have to be in to get into an X570 board, which is more of the higher end board. And for $148.99, we can get an Asus. That's a possibility. For $1 more, there's another B550 board. And then we've got a Gigabyte X570 board for $153. Let's choose that one. Memory. Crucial and G-Skill and Corsair are all great brands of memory. And we want, since this is going to be for video editing, we want a kit that is a total of 32 gigabytes of RAM. So we select 2 by 16. We can come back up here and again sort by price, lowest to highest. And you'll want to do some research on the best memory for your purpose, but generally the faster the memory, the better it is for AMD Ryzen processors. So let's come down here and we're going to say speed. We're going to come up here and we're going to say 2666 to 5100. And then we'll come back up to the top of the list again. Actually, the 3400. We'll say 3200. Okay. That gets us in a little bit better range. And again, I've used G-Skill, I've used Crucial, I've used Corsair memory in past systems, and I've been happy with all of it. Not really ever had an issue. So if you want to stick with the 3200 RAM, which is a speed rating, either of these first few options would be a solid choice. So let's just, for the sake of argument, we're going to choose the Crucial Ballistics, and we'll add that to our cart. Now keep in mind, down here at the bottom, you get a running total of what your cost is. And you can always make changes if you need to stick within a certain budget. So next up is storage. We've got 2 M.2 slots minimum, and we want NVMe to get a super fast startup time on our computer. Okay, and then the other thing we want to do is we want to filter by size. We want at least a 1 terabyte, and we'll just let the high end go where it may. And if we come back up here and we sort by price, lowest to highest, this is not going to be cheap, but you don't necessarily want to skimp on this. So if you're only going to put in one drive, I would recommend spending a little bit more up front. And let's go with this Crucial P1. Actually, let's go with the P2. This gets us 2 terabytes for $225. Video card. I've already got a card I'm going to use at least to start with. So let's move on to cases. And you can go cheap or you can go super expensive on a case. And that is completely up to you. If you want premium, you're going to want to look at the Leon Lees. Those are fantastic cases. NZXT makes some decent cases. Corsair makes some that are nice to work with and decently priced. Be Quiet is another one that's been getting good ratings lately. And let's see, Enermax. And there's all kinds of them that you can choose from. I'm going to just select a few of them. I'm going to say ATX Mid Tower. And let's go black and blue this time. So we'll scroll up here and see what's available. Lowest to highest. Currently, it looks like a lot of these are out of stock. So let's take a look at our Cooler Master Box E500L. It's got a little blue light on the front. Not a bad looking case. Now, something to point out is when you have no real drive bays up here in front, a lot of times people will use a water cooler for their CPU. So something to keep in mind, this feature down here is nice. You've got a spot for your power supply and it's sort of blocked off from the rest of the interior of the case. That's a fairly popular feature that's been available in the last several years. So showing where you can put your hard drives. We're not actually going to use that because we're just using an M.2 solid state drive. So let's go ahead and we will go back and we're going to just go ahead and select that. Okay. Already have a video card. We've got a case, power supply. You want to get the best power supply you can. The trick is to not go overboard as far as the amount of power that's available. So we're going to start at, let's say, 600 watts, and that'll give us plenty of room for growth to add things. And we're going to top it out at 1200 watts. And part of the reason I'm doing this is to just show the price differences between these. I'm again going to sort by price, lowest to highest. I'm not sure how a $900 power supply got the lowest priced one. Oh, rating, my bad. Price, lowest to highest. And again, you'll want to do your own homework. Some of these brands are better than others, but at the titanium level, 80 plus titanium, this is the efficiency level of the power supply. At the titanium level, since it's already a little bit more of a premium, you're generally going to get some good quality products. Whereas the silver and gold is going to be the lower end types of products. Again, it's a step up from the no-name stuff that's available, but it's not as good as, a titanium rated. Now, we could go so far as to add in platinum and see what that does to change our pricing. And really that just adds one that's lower in price and only by $5. So for the sake of argument, I am going to go with the Be Quiet Straight Power 11. We'll say add. And again, we can come down here and see our total, $900. Okay, optical drive. I'm not going to use it. I've got an external optical drive I can hook up via USB if I need to use an optical disc on this machine. No need to purchase one. Operating system. Again, not needing to purchase one because I'm not going to run Windows on it. This is going to be a Linux editing rig. And so, again, software, it's only going to generally have Windows software, so we can skip that. Monitor. I've got monitors. I'm not going to purchase one this time around. External storage. Again, I'm covered. And I'm not going to add a laptop. So, accessories. These are things like case fans, fan controllers, different things of that nature. I am going to start off with the stock equipment. I do have some fans from other projects that I can use to start off with. But for $900, this is going to be better and faster than a lot of systems that you are going to buy in a store, a big box store, for the same price. Now, building a system is going to require the investment of some time and some work, a little bit of trial and error, and maybe asking other people questions to get advice on how to get around any issues that you run into. However, there is something satisfying about building your own computer. So if you are so inclined, I fully recommend building a machine and tailoring it to the use that you've got. You know, whatever you're going to use the computer for, you know, build something specific to that use or for multiple uses. All right, so again, for $900 and some investment of your time, you're going to have a very solid system. And I would very much consider building this system for my video editing needs going forward. I want to show you something else. We started and we went right into the system builder. If we jump over to completed builds, this is going to show you all kinds of things. And say you had a $600 approximately budget. All right. So you can come in here and you can select different things that you want. So we'll say component based. We're going to say Ryzen 5 3600. We're not going to overclock. It's going to be on AM4. And again, we're not going to select a video card. Any case is fine. And then you can again come up here to the top and sort by date posted, newest or oldest, and the rating, highest to lowest. Because we've already got the filter over on this left side right here for the price from $0 to $604. And so this will show you, you can select one of these at random and it will show you all the things you need for building that system. Now, it's worth noting that just because you selected a system that fits within a price range, that doesn't mean that all the exact same parts will still be available when you go to buy them. So you might still have to do some substitution. But that will give you a chance to learn a little bit more about putting together a system, doing a little bit of research, and coming up with something that's going to work well for you. All right. So that is, in a nutshell, PC Part Picker. This is a site that you can sign up for an account on, which will allow you to save your builds for future reference. So you might have an ideal system in mind, but you might be thinking that it'll be 6 months before you can build. That will allow you to watch the prices, and as prices on different components start to come down, you can start gathering, a component or two at a time, and then within your 6 months time frame, you can have all the parts ready to build that new system. As for myself, I've been building systems on and off for the last 25 years. And honestly, I've not purchased a pre-built Windows PC or Linux PC during that whole time. So, it's, to me, it's second nature now to go and do something like this. I've also built very expensive, like $3,000 level PCs for friends. So a very rewarding, if not a little pricey, hobby to get into, building computers. And when I got started, you couldn't buy some of these extremely customized PCs in the stores or even over the internet. It's not as imperative that you do this today, but if you like to tinker and you want something completely personalized, this is the way to go. And that is going to bring us to the end of another video. If you like the video, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up, and click the bell icon for notifications of future videos. Thank you once again for watching. Be safe out there. Happy computing. Have a great day.